Hello, everyone. Dr. Victoria Skirbo here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Wareham, Massachusetts. Today is the day for Taroscopes for the sign of Leo. That includes Leo Sun, Leo Moon, or Leo Rising. So the first thing I'm going to do is look at the astrology of January 2022 for Leo. And Leo is a sign that is ruled by the sun. And so the position of the sun is especially important to Leo. The sun starts its journey in January, of course, with the sun in Capricorn. The sun is in Capricorn until the 19th when it shifts into or ingresses into Aquarius. So the sun in any sign will illuminate the issues around that sign. And the sun in Capricorn for the Leo is your house of health and sort of your mundane tasks, health and work and pets. So there is a focus on your health at the beginning of January, to focus on that, to make sure that things are that you're taking care of yourself. You know, you just came out off the holidays. Leos tend to be the star of the show, so they put a lot of energy and effort into holidays. And, you know, some of the holidays didn't actually work out the way we expected them to because of COVID. So you might have done a whole lot of planning and a whole lot of work. And then when it comes to the big day, it doesn't turn out the way that you wanted to. So that can be a little bit dispiriting for Leo. So it is an important time to take a look at your health. Now, there's a lot of things happening in Capricorn. We have a new moon in Capricorn in that 6th house. So it's an opportunity for you to start a new health regime, perhaps. Go get an adjustment. You know, it is Capricorn and it rules the bones. And so maybe some dietary changes that will help you with some of your joint problems. Stay away from food that is irritating or creates inflammation, and maybe start to eat things that actually reduce inflammation. Maybe do some teas that will reduce inflammation, teas with turmeric and things like that. So it's a time for you to really sort of figure out how you're going to move forward. And because there's so much happening in Capricorn, including, of course, Pluto's been in Capricorn since 2008. So you know what that feels like. You've been feeling that for a while. That slow transformational energy. But we also have Venus retrograde in Capricorn in that house for you. So reevaluating what is essential for you and for your health. Rethinking. Venus oftentimes is associated with sweets and sugar. So perhaps you need to rethink your sugar intake. That's also something that causes a lot of inflammation. So something to be aware of. I was thinking the other day that my father-in-law is being treated for, I don't think he'd mind me telling you, for cancer. He's okay, but you know, he has to take some medicine, this, that, and the other thing. And they gave him a stocking when he went to the hospital. You know, you're doing a great job. You know, congratulations on your battle with cancer. And they like filled it up with chocolate and sugary things. And cancer feeds off of sugar. It's like you're feeding the cancer, but you know, I'm not going to get in a fight with the hospital about how much sugar they're giving their cancer patients. But just that was sort of an interesting thing that sort of went through my mind the other day. We also have the sun conjunct Pluto, and that is occurring right before we have the full moon in Cancer. And that full moon in Cancer, of course, is the moon in Cancer, which sits in your 12th house of spiritual healing and karmic residue. You know, full moons are releasing times, and this full moon is going to be opposite the sun Pluto conjunction. And so you will see what needs to go. You will be very aware of that. It'll be very obvious what you need to let go of through the process of January. When the sun moves into Aquarius on the 19th, then the focus is more on your relationships, your marriages, perhaps your business relationships, and your open enemies. And because Leo's so fantastic, we know that you have some enemies, right? Just Josh and you. I was raised by a Leo, 4 planets in Leo, and she always had somebody who's trying to do something to her. But I think that was more of a, uh, well, it certainly can be Leo, but um, sometimes Leos don't see things exactly as they are, if you know what I mean. I have a Leo rising, so I feel like I can say these things to you, Leo. All right, what else is going on? Let's talk about it. Mars is in Sag at the beginning of the month. Mars in Sag. Sag is your ninth house of your sort of your perspective on things. Oh wait, I'm sorry, Sag. It's not your ninth house. That's my fault. It's your fifth house. Fifth house. Fun, children. And it was there at Christmas time. So hopefully you were able to have a little fun. My Christmas wasn't so much fun, but it's okay. um, so then Saturn, Mars moves into Capricorn, and that's on the 24th. And so that's more energy in that house of health and well-being. Mercury does go retrograde. It's in Aquarius, so it's in your house of relationships. So there can be some misunderstandings when it comes to relationship. You may have to have a business meeting and somebody turns up late because they didn't get the time changes and nobody told you. So things like that. And there could be some computer glitches as well. If you have a business where computers are a big part of it, you may want to back things up before Mercury goes retrograde. And Mercury goes retrograde on the 14th. Venus, which has been retrograde since the 19th of December, goes direct on the 29th of January. So you get 2 days without Venus being retrograde, but it will be in the shadow for a while. Okay, let's see if there's anything else I want to talk about with on the 18th, we have Uranus moving direct. Uranus in Taurus moving direct. So for you, Leo, Uranus is in your 10th house of career, and it's been moving backwards. And so perhaps you've been feeling like things aren't moving forward for you, or there's been some revelations that you haven't been able to move forward on. That will change once Uranus goes direct on the 18th. And that's right after that full moon. So we have the sun making a conjunction to Pluto, which is intense. Then we have the full moon, which is intense, and then Uranus changes direction. So we're looking at a lot of big change right there in the middle of the month. So it does promise to be a big changing month for all of us. It's not just Leo. So now we're going to do the tarot reading, and I'm going to be using the Good Tarot by Colette Baron Reed. This tarot is just so beautiful it's just so, the colors and everything, it's just beautiful. The Good Tarot, it is a good tarot. Colette, she has some beautiful, I think she's out of England. She's also part of the collaboration of the Shaman Oracle, and the artwork is just gorgeous in that one as well. So good artwork in her decks, even her decks that she does with other people. Okay, almost ready, and almost feels right. So 2022 promises to be quite the year. You're like, oh, is it going to be better than 2021? Yes, in ways. I think you're going to feel like things are happening in a way that things didn't necessarily happen in 2021. We've sort of been in this sort of stasis since 2020. And like we got out of it a little bit and then we weren't really sure. And then there's just all these complications that come up. All right, let's see. What do we have here? First card up for Leo. The Four of Earth. The Four of Earth. The Four of Earth, first of all, it's Earth. So it's about finances and money. And we know Venus is retrograde in Capricorn, which is about responsibility around such things. There is, let me see if I can get this card in better because they're so beautiful, but if you can't see it, you can't appreciate it. I'm sorry if this isn't working. So money's on your mind. Money's on your mind. How to keep it, how to keep it safe, how to distribute it if it has to be distributed. So money's on your mind. What's crossing that? The Nine of Earth, the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is the self-made person. And so there is a question of how we're going to distribute our resources, right? Especially our shared resources as we move into the Aquarian age, quite frankly. I mean, people need resources and we can't have just the resources. It can't just be everybody has nothing and then a couple of people at the top have everything. That can't be the way. So the question is, how do you work your resources in such a way that you still have control over your own resources, where you don't feel like people are taking things from you to help people who are maybe not, I don't want to say worthy, but like, you don't want to see the waste. You work hard for your money, all that stuff. But finances are primary at this time. At the root is the moon. And so what is bringing up all this financial issues for you is, quite frankly, is fear, and the fear of instability. You know, the moon is an energy of instability. The sun, which is your ruling planet, is constant. It's always on. It never goes off. The only time the sun sort of goes off is when you have an eclipse, when you have a solar eclipse. And that happens twice a year, maybe a little bit more often. Maybe we'll have two solar eclipses in one of those years. But like that total stuff where it just goes black, that happens rarely. So there's a constancy to Leo. And this being at the root of the reading says to me that you're having some tumultuous emotions and you can get caught up in fear. So be aware of that. In the past, we have the Three of Earth. This is doing work that you love. So it really looks like finances are on your mind, Leo. And the Three of Earth is doing what you love, doing it well, being well paid for it, being well trained. And so you have that in your past. So you have resources, even if you're not utilizing them at this time, they're still there. You have worked really hard to get where you are. We have the Four of Air up here in the sky. The Four of Air is generally an energy of rest. So I think what this, and it's up in the sky position in a tarot, which is kind of what Spirit is like telling you to do. And Spirit's saying, relax, rest. You need to recuperate in some way. You need to recuperate in some way. And then we have in the immediate future the Ace of Earth. So there is opportunity coming for you. There's opportunity to start something new, a new creative endeavor, perhaps more money coming, a new job, something new is coming up. But the potential is there. You still have to work it, right? So, but a new opportunity arises. Spirit's telling you to rest. So don't worry. Don't be in fear. Spirit is saying rest, take the time that you need because new opportunities are coming and you'll need your strength, quite frankly. How it's seen from the outside, the Nine of Water People see you as somebody who always gets what you want. Which one thing Leo is good at is getting what they want. Certainly, for sure. It is the sign where we come in, where we become most in our ego and our that sort of self-directive ego. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to create. I am the king or I am the queen. That's whole Leo energy. And there's nothing wrong with that energy because there are times when we get to be the queen or the king. And then there are times when we have to be the servant. Um, so, you know, we get to do all of it eventually. Domestic situation, we have the 3 of air. So this can be a little bit of a sorrow card. So there may be something that comes up in your domestic situation, a relationship that falls away, perhaps a betrayal in relationship, but there is a sorrow, there is some sort of loss around that. But generally those energies, the three of air, or the 3 of swords is can be, oh wow, did you see that? A huge orb just, and I don't know if you guys can see them because I've seen them when I'm watching and then I don't see them when I replay it, but one just went right down like that. And it was pretty cool. Wow. Woo. Orbs are flying today. So there can be a loss, but it is a loss that creates freedom in your life. So there could be somebody leaving your where you are, and it doesn't have to be. It doesn't mean somebody's dying and leaving, because last month I said I think I used the word somebody's leaving you that you care about, and people, I might have said dying, but people really took it as that I was saying somebody was going to die in your life, and that's not really what I meant. Somebody's going to move out of your life, and the relationship that you had dies, right, to a new relationship. Or you could have actually had somebody pass, but in the time of COVID, there's a better chance anyway, so it's not out of the realm of possibility. But know that whoever leaves or whatever leaves in your domestic situation on some level is going to free you to be bigger and better and have a bigger heart on something. We have the 6 of fire. This is the victory card. That's what you're hoping for. Who wouldn't, right? It's a Leo card too. It's victory, it's freedom, it's all those things. Outcome, 10 of water. I love that. So the 10 of water is happiness, right? Compassion. The 10 of cups, it's just like, so it's going to be okay, Leo. It's going to be okay. Let's see if we can pick a major arcana. We have the 2 of fire. That's sort of shining your light. Keep shining your light, Leo. The Queen of air. This is the Queen of swords. Very wise. Utilizing your wisdom, your experience, your good judgment. And the worlds. I'd like to sing the world of something in perfect harmony. So the world is about endings and beginnings. So there is something coming to an end, and it does portend a new beginning. So rest, Leos, rest. Underneath it, we have the Queen of Earth, which is, of course, about our resources and what's important to us. The 10 of air, that's another indication that something is leaving, something is going, an old idea perhaps its time has come. And then the 7 of air, which is lots of people chattering about around you, too many cooks in the kitchen, too many voices giving you their opinion. Rest. Just rest. And new opportunities will present themselves, and you'll be rested in order to do it. So I hope you enjoyed that reading, better than last month, right? Like and subscribe if you would like a reading with me. There is a link below. I do astrology and Kabbalah and numerology. I don't really do card readings for folks unless they really, really want me to. I prefer the astrology and the Kabbalah. I feel it gives you a deeper sense of yourself, which I think ultimately we always have to depend on ourselves to make decisions in our lives. Um, and then we always have free will, and how we interact with the energy matters. So I feel like the readings for your astrology and your numerology and Kabbalah are more helpful in the long run. Um, or if you'd like to donate to my channel, I gratefully I accept that. Thank you for those of you who sent me gifts this Christmas. It was very sweet. Some donations, some gift cards that will go to good use. You know who you are. Thank you so much. Thank you for the soul cards. For my watcher who sent me those. Thanks, everyone. Have a great January. I'll see you again in February for the Taroscope of February 2022. Until then, namaste. Kick your feet up a bit. Don't worry about a thing. Don't you worry about a thing, mama. Okay. Take care, everyone. Bye.